So from the information we're getting now, it's like they've suspended the traffic diversions. Okay, but we have Philip, who is actually on site right now, and we are going to be moving on to him, and then he's going to tell us what the situation is like there right now. Hi, Philip.
Hi, Chris. And good morning to you and Jude.
Good morning.
Yeah. Where are you currently stationed?
So I'm coming to you I'm currently stationed at the campsite. I'll tell you the reason why I'm here. But before we came here as a team, we used the Tetepashi side of the Accra-Tema Motorway. And trust me, the traffic situation there has eased. Yesterday there were complaints from motorists who were moving from airport to Adenta to the Medina area, and within around the Tetepashi enclave, the traffic was very much intense there. The gridlock was something that a lot of people were talking about. People had to spend hours in traffic and all that, coming from Jolu, Abelimpe through crossing onto the motorway was a very Herculean task. And if you are a motorist or you're a driver, ideally you would want to return back home. People who were moving from their workplaces to their home during the rush hour could not actually understand exactly what was happening. But it was just clear that the Ghana Highways Authority had issued a statement, and which statement was to tell the general public that some sort of work will be going on at that enclave or in that section. So there will be a diversion. This morning we used the place, and I can tell you for a fact that the traffic has eased because of a measure the contractors have put in place. The measure is that they've removed the diversion or the crash barriers which was used for the diversion, and now there is free flow of traffic. But the reason why I'm at the campsite now is because some sort of meeting we had here with the stakeholders and also with the authorities to find another way of maybe doing the diversion so that the expansion of the road will be done. You know, they are adding additional lanes to the already existing lanes so that the traffic from the Dimpo side or from the Jolu side or from the Abelinke side will now fuse into the Accra-Tema Motorway proper. So I have the program, the project manager with me here, Engineer Saki. Engineer Saki, if you can join us, let's have an interaction. Exactly why we are not seeing the diversion this morning, and also Isaac, you can get close to me as well so that we can pick the sound well. Engineer Saki, so good morning once again, and you are live on Breakfast Daily on ChannelOne TV. First of all, I want to find out from you what was the contractors, or what were the contractors doing yesterday, which led to that massive gridlock that we saw at the Tetepashi side of the Accra-Tema Motorway.
Okay, thank you, and thank you for your listeners also. Basically, our work program has reached Tetepashi, where we're supposed to do expansion of the bridge. We are supposed to bring the 10 lanes to Tetepashi bridge. So the existing lanes need to be expanded, adding 3 more on each side of the existing bridge over there. So our program is to control traffic at Tetepashi, to enable us launch our T-beams on the pier that we have already constructed. So yesterday exercise was first of all to arrange the traffic and to ensure that we simulate and see how effective it will be, so that from today onwards we start with the launching of the beams. But yesterday we realized that the impact of the traffic was not how we simulated and expected to happen in traffic management plan. So due to that, we came to the decision that no, we have to suspend the management plan over there, because if that is how it's supposed to be, then for the next 4 months it will be difficult for the public, and as a contractor we are sensitive to the public, so we have to also listen to their challenges and difficulties to factor it into our program. Although suspending it is going to affect our schedule and delay, cause us ability delay. But we are anxious in revising the scheme. We find a better option where it will be conducive for the contractor and also the public, to the public as well. So we are taking we will have a meeting today with the stakeholders, and we'll deliberate on it, find a better option that will not impose the significant traffic that we saw yesterday from the model.
So yesterday, so is it that you hadn't even started launching the beam yet? Just the diversion was being done so that the beam launching will be done. And is it supposed to take a 4-month period?
Yes. Yes, it's supposed to take a period of 4 months. Our program or the series of activities we have outlined to launch, we need to expand to a minimum of 4 months. Yes, it's a minimum of 4 months. But we'll have, as I'm saying, we are going to have all those factored alternative solutions. Even if we have to even reduce the time, we can reduce it. If it will take us day and night, it will take us other alternative to go about it, we'll try to come up with a better solution for that.
So explain to us in details the kind of diversion, because I noticed that the side from the Accra Mall heading towards Shiashi or Okonglo or Medina was totally blocked. So explain to us how the diversion was done yesterday.
Yes. Yesterday what we did is to put all the traffic on one side of the traffic zones, like the lanes. We put Accra to Medina traffic to that of Medina to Accra. So the existing 3 lanes which were converted into 2 lanes, including using the median. So we were able to arrange traffic to flow in between 2 lanes, Accra to Medina 2 lanes, Medina to Accra 2 lanes, so that we can have a safety buffer at where we want to launch the beams. Basically, just to create a safety buffer. We could have also launched it without the, even diverting the traffic. But maybe some of the drivers, sometimes they are driving, they would like to watch what you are doing at the sky and all that. So many things have to make sure that let's create some safety buffer. But as we are going to assess the traffic program, the management plan again, we'll consider all that again. If we have to even forgo and do it without the safety buffer, we can do that, because the impact of yesterday was very, very great. Yeah, it was very, very great. That is our best solution to divert the traffic at that moment. If you look at the Tekwasha, it has been configured. It's difficult to say you want to take traffic to another lane or take. It's a whole challenge than to make sure that we are just within the 2 lanes on the N4. But it was creating a little bit of bottleneck and gridlock yesterday, which we did not envisage. As I said, we didn't envisage it in our model or in our program that the impact can be like that, even on the first day. So we realized that going for 4 months, using the same process, I bet you, it will be a very big challenge. Because yesterday we even deployed the police. All those people were present to even assist traffic, but still it was not an easy job for us. So we decided to support it, and then we'll see how best we can tackle these safety issues moving forward. Where to also not impose serious traffic to the motorists.
So we will definitely ask Engineer Saki some few questions before he takes leave of us. We are about to have the meeting, so you want to let him go. But basically what he's explained is that there isn't a suspension, and currently the diversion is no more there. So if you are to use the stretch, you can freely use it. And I know a lot of people have attested to the fact that moving from the Ghana Standards Authority or moving from the Legon side through to airport side, the traffic has really eased there and all that. But let me speak to him briefly and find out from him the level of work so far on the stretch. And what more is going to be done on the Accra-Tema Motorway, as we are all expecting that very soon there's going to be a 10-lane, and of course we will now be driving on it smoothly. So, Engineer Saki, now I want to find out from you, what is the level of work on the Accra-Tema Motorway? Let's use this opportunity to understand what you've done so far and what is left to be done.
Okay. Now, if we to start from the Tetepashi, you could realize that we have constructed all the substructures for the expansion of the Tetepashi interchange, which currently we are here to, launch the beams on top of it to make it, a road. But due to the challenge now, which we are going to reconsider the traffic management plan again, see how best to be possible for all of us. When we come to the structures, we have about 20 culverts on the motorway. We have completed about almost 10 of them fully linked. We were working on the urban and then the expressway, but currently we're working on the urban highway to complete it and put traffic on it. But the culverts which are on the road that we have to reconstruct, some of them on the urban highway we have completed almost all the. That's about 70% is done, but we need to link it through the existing concrete road, existing motorway. So which that one we have linked almost about 10 of them. Yes. Now, coming to the bridges on the motorway, yes, all the 3 bridges we have taken off. We are doing the urban highway portion of it. We have constructed up to the apartments of the bridges, which we have started even by filling them to make the urban highway continuous. When you come to the interchanges, also we have the 3 interchanges which we have completed. The one at the Committee 18, the one at Tertiary Link also almost completed. We are left with the last concrete lifting to also make it complete. The one at Lashibi is also progressing studiously towards the opposite side of the road. So in terms of structures, we have done a massive job. Yeah. In terms of structure, we have done a massive job. And then in terms of the earthworks also, we have also done so far about 10 kilometers of the road is completed up to the surface level that is ready to take up the pavement, the asphalt works. So that's where we are. That's where we are. But the rest also for between kilometer 0 or from Tetepashi to Lashibi, all the sections of the earthworks are ongoing and various locations of progress. For example, what is outstanding are some sectional areas where we are doing up to the formation level. But about, as I said, about 10 kilometers of the stretch is ready prepared for pavement works. Wow. So we are on course.
Yeah. And I understand you are around 40% completed on the project.
Yes.
Okay. So finally, before we wrap up, you've seen that the road gets very dusty, and let's talk about the watering system, how you are able to control the dust, and also the traffic situation on the road. And also, we always want to use this opportunity to at least give a word or two to motorists who are using the road and how they should drive on the road.
Okay. So concerning the traffic or the diversion that we have created, which is creating some dust to the motorists, we have taken a lot of measures to minimize this. As I'm speaking to you, initially we had about 7 water tankers. We have increased it to 10.
Oh, beautiful.
We've increased it to 10 just to increase the rate of which dust is generating to suppress them. And then also, we have also maintained most of the sections of the road. Since the beginning of this year, we have do some asphalt patchings on the concrete road. Before we went on the brick, there were a lot of sections that is restarting to generate potholes. Okay, so when we came back from the holidays, we have asphalted all those sections now. Now, the sections where we cut the concrete road itself, the expressway, to link the culverts in the middle, where we created the short diversions. Also, we have reinstated the concrete road, using the stabilized crash road. Yes, to make sure that the true road of the concrete road is still functioning as it is until we are ready to start the concrete road. It will still remain as a true traffic on the motorway. Yes.
Okay. And finally,
also, I will urge the public to bear with us. Construction always brings challenges.
Discomfort.
Discomfort could be positive, negative. The impact can be positive, negative. But those who are negatively affected, have to bear with us. That what we are doing is just a temporary work. Very soon, that discomfort will no more exist. And then we'll begin to enjoy, the road. So I will urge them. My only challenge with the drivers is their speed. They still speed on the motorway. They still speed on the motorway. Please, we want to urge them that the motorway is now a construction zone. It's not the motorway that we used to know. Now when you want to take a speed from the beginning to the end, you can't get it because you'll be going and then you go and meet a diversion. You go and meet that diversion. So the same constant speed, when you apply it on the motorway, if you don't take it, you go and crash or you go and topple over or jump into another vehicle in front of you. So please, all our drivers who are using the motorway, we want to sound a caution to them that the motorway now is a construction zone. Anytime they hit on it, please, they should be careful. They should obey all our protocols of road signs that we have put on the motorway. And then I'm sure when we are all cooperate like this, we can all be successful at the end of the day.
Engineer Bensaki, thank you so much for your time. He is the project manager on the Accra-Tema Motorway. And Jude and Chris, as you heard, today if there is a motorist using that enclave, that is the Tetekwashi enclave, you are free to go through, except that the contractors will revise their note and find another way of launching the beams so that they can expand the Tetekwashi side of the Accra-Tema Motorway. As well, there are other things that they've cautioned the motorists to do on the stretch. So over to you, Chris.
All right.
Jude.
All right, thank you so much, Philip. Thank you so much for that report. I'm really glad that they have, revised their decision on letting it be the whole 4 months, because it would have been a lot. Yeah. It would have been a lot to deal with, honestly. But anyway, thank you so much. And that's what we have for you when it comes to our community stories. And stay safe out there and drive safely. Just remember that the N1 is actually a construction site at this moment, especially around the Tetekwashi side or the Tema highway. Yeah, it's actually a construction site right now. So please do not speed. Just mind how you're driving, because people are actually working to get the roads back to the states that we want them to be in. Anyway.